Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. The airports are crowded. The highways are full of crawling traffic. The stores, they're teeming with shoppers of every kind. Families are making plans for the great big feast on Christmas Day. Churches are bustling, putting together creative and entertaining Christmas productions. Regular television is full of romantic and sentimental movies, and the Christmas decorations have gone to a whole new stratospheric dimension of creativity and innovation. It is fair to say that most people love Christmas. It is clear to see it's all around. The merchants are having a bumper crop of earnings. But is that the best way to do Christmas? Would you care to consider a different and an even better way to do Christmas? Today, I know of two funerals of loved ones who passed away earlier this month. Today, I saw something where three dogs mauled their owner who died from his injuries. And last night, I witnessed the painful reality of a homeless person who was not allowed to sleep on a government facility. Some of you have seen instances where scores of homeless people who make their beds by the doors of business places to catch some of the heat that might seep onto the door. The reality of Christmas is that there are some of our brothers and sisters who don't know what your Christmas is like. For them, it's another day of struggle and hustling to stay alive and being victims of poverty and violence and health failing and the grim reality of death striking at the most wonderful time of the year. Jesus came on that first Christmas. He did not come to give us another opportunity for another holiday. He did not come to this world because he was forced to. Jesus said it of himself that he did not come to hang out with the more fortunate among us. He came for an entirely different reason. The Spirit of the Lord is on me because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Luke 4 verses 18 to 19. Jesus came on a mission to reach those who were suffering, those who were not enjoying what we call Christmas. He talks about the poor, the prisoner, the blind, the oppressed. Look at that list. There was nothing inviting about that list. This was Jesus rolling up his sleeves to take the good news and all that he had to offer. He was acutely aware of the magnitude of his assignment, and he did not waste time. He would go to where lepers were, where a paralyzed man was begging. He went to raise a dead man out of his 4-day-old grave. He went to give the blind sight and feed the hungry. His main line of activity was rubbing shoulders with a growing number of people who were looking for something more than just a religion built around tradition and fare. For 3 years, he honored his calling to seek and to save those who were lost. Luke 19 and verse 10. There are lost people all around us, and we can take to them the Christmas message. Jesus was assertive and innovative. When I read John 4, I am just absolutely impressed at how creative Jesus is. Instead of allowing the disciples to stay around and prevent him from talking to the Samaritan woman who was in need of salvation, he waited until they were gone grocery shopping and had enough time to engage this woman in bringing other souls to him. A great revival broke out in Samaria, the place where no self-respecting Jewish person like Jesus would visit. Yet Jesus, who was clear about the reason for coming to earth, had a life-changing encounter with this woman, and after she embraced his message of salvation, she did an amazing job to introduce other people to Jesus. Many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him because of the woman's testimony. He told me everything I ever did, she said. John 4 and verse 39. Now we would agree that Christmas challenges us to think about others and to think outside of the box. Am I right? Isn't it funny that we spend huge amount of gifts for people who don't need another gift, but still we buy them? This Christmas, let us think about others, but this time, think about some folks who are not having a wonderful Christmas. There might be a widow in your church community or in the housing development that you live in. Visit that woman who no longer has a husband and who might hardly get a visit, and it doesn't have to cost you money, but some of your valuable time. Maybe your husband used to do the lawn. You can probably offer to cut her grass for her. Go pray with her. Offer to play some tabletop games with her. That could be a real Christmas experience for her. There's a family who might obviously be struggling, but their sense of dignity and pride would not allow them to broadcast their struggles and needs to all. Would you consider inviting such a family to your home for Christmas dinner? Invite them to sit at your table spread with lovely things. I'm thinking of some children you might know who live near you, kids who are obviously not able to have a jolly good Christmas. You might want to consider buying some movie tickets for the family and give them a chance to have a little bit of fun this Christmas season. And if you can, throw in a sneakers here, a game there, whatever it is. Well, how about your local pastor? How about him, you might really ask? Some of us go to churches that can hardly afford a good salary for the pastor, and so the man or woman of God has to have a secular job. Secretly canvass among some of your friends at church to make a donation and give all you collect to the pastor. If you really want to preserve his dignity and be creative, purchase a check from the bank and drop it in his mailbox. That would be one unexpected cash blessing from God. And do it before Christmas Eve, please, so his wife can do grocery shopping where there was little to make a good Christmas dinner. Listen, I'm not responsible for any of these ideas. They are close to the heart of Jesus. Jesus said this is what you are going to hear in heaven. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. At this point, you must be wondering if Jesus is talking to the wrong person, because you're thinking, surely that cannot be me. When did I do those things to Jesus? He would then say, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these my brothers and sisters, you did for me. Matthew 25:35-40. This year, let us do something for the least of these Jesus' brothers and sisters. And I guarantee you, you will have a wonderful Christmas, and you might even be motivated to do more in the new year. My friend, thank you for spending these few moments with me as we contemplate finding a better way to celebrate Christmas. If this message has blessed you, kindly hit the subscribe button and then hit share, and share this message with some folks you know who will benefit from it. And remember, Jesus came to give life to people who were in need of eternal life, and you and I are among this group of persons. And maybe we can make a difference in the lives of others. God bless you richly.